Good morning, Reverend Ali Benjamin here. Hi, everyone. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. This is Growing Edge Inspiration, hosted by the Satya Center in Ogden, Utah. And not only are we a community that is thriving and has been around for 10 years now, we are now building a virtual community. And that is here on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So welcome. If you're joining us for the first time, we're really happy to have you. We're going to get started at 10:15 a.m. Mountain Time. That's in just a few minutes. I wanted to jump on ahead of time to welcome you. Usually my beloved husband Michael does this, but he is not he's not here today. He may come in at any minute, so be warned that he might show up. And so I'm here to welcome you and to let you know a little bit about the Growing Edge Inspiration and the Satya community, the in-person community live. I know that some of you are already on. I can see you, Sue. Hey, Sue. Good to see you. And Heather, Bernadine. Hi, Bernadine. Hi, Heather. So good to see you. I know that we're miles and miles apart because I'm here in Southern California, Big Bear Lake, and I know that some of you are in the Ogden area of northern Utah. So we are creating a field of resonance here as we come together to connect heart to heart, mind to mind. We're creating a field of consciousness that is based in the premise of oneness, based in the premise of wholeness and beauty and love. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Hi, Natalia. And there's Heather. Hello. Yeah, I love it that you're posting comments and continue to do that. Sometimes I get going on my message, on my talk, and I don't take time to look at the messages because that's a bit distracting, and Michael does that and he comments and answers, and so I'll try. We'll see how that goes today. So again, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. You're taking time for yourself to check in, to tune in for a spiritual tune-up, for a spiritual wake-up call, and so I honor the fact that you are taking time for yourself to do the spiritual work, to do the deepening work, so that you can be a beneficial presence on the planet. And I know that that's why you're watching. And so we're here together. We're here expanding consciousness together on the very green growing edge of our own becoming. So let's just take a moment to just close the eyes and take a breath and tune in to the eternal. Tune in to the one life, the one power, the one presence that is never an absence. It's right here in the here and now. It always has been, and it always will be. It's the ground of our being. It's what we are. And as we have our awakening to that, we begin to relax and begin to see that life is actually for us, that if we can loosen the grips of struggle and strife and trying to muscle our way mentally through life and simply trust and know that life is flowing through us and for us, and we actually have within us everything that is required for us to thrive, for us to navigate this journey into 2020. We have everything with us, we have everything in us. And today we're going to explore that wilderness survival kit, that wilderness backpack that we all carry around with us, so to speak, that has everything within it to aid us on our journey. So let's take a breath together and let us arrive in this moment, settled, calm, peaceful, open, available, with beginner's mind, curious and wholehearted. Take a breath and exhale and open the eyes. So here we are back again together, and Happy New Year. and Happy New You. And 2020 is upon us. We're already 5 days in to this new grand adventure. So the title of my talk today is Adventures into the Wild, or Adventures into the Wilderness. And this new year, it's a crossing over into, it's as though we're crossing a threshold, and we're moving from 2019 into 2020, and we get to decide what we pack forward, what we bring with us, and what we leave behind. So many of you did ceremony, releasing ceremony, letting go of those things that no longer serve. Maybe you did that over the New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and you've released those things, and now you're ready to formulate a new vision, to understand who you want to be moving forward in the world. And so based on that, knowing that you've already identified some things that you want to release, and knowing that you've already established or made yourself available for a vision, something beyond your wildest dreams, a new way of being, a new way of thinking, a new way of acting in the world. This is your vision. And I know that our energy flows where our intention goes. So when we establish a vision, we've established an intention. And when we've done that, that vision can pull us forward. It has within it everything that's required for us to actually step in and experience that bigger, larger, more meaningful life. So we're stepping into that vision now. And so I want to share with you some things that occurred to me yesterday as I actually did venture into the wilderness. Michael and my good friend Rhonda and I, we went to Pioneer Town in Joshua Tree, California, and we took a 10-mile plus hike. And it was amazingly beautiful. We discovered a running river in the middle of the desert, which was such a surprise to us, and coyotes and hawks and all kinds of wildlife out there in the middle of nowhere. And so I learned some things on my journey through the wilderness yesterday that I thought I'd share with you today, because these 3 things can be extremely powerful as we step over the threshold into 2020, as we step into our new vision, our new way of being. And we absolutely have a greater awareness of who we want to be and how we want to be moving forward. Because I know that you know, like Gandhi said, we have to be the change we want to see in the world. And New Thought teaches responsibility, that it really is down to us, that we know at this level, at this point in evolution, at this point on our journey, that we're responsible, that we have to stop looking outside of ourselves for guidance and start trusting right here. So before I give you those 3 things, I wanted to share with you these books. So this book, I know it's probably backwards, but it's Charles Eisenstein's book, The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible. So I'm drawing from this book, and then also this book, The Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. So these 2 books will be key as we venture into this theme this month, which is the science of mind and spirit. And I'm going to be combining some old but very powerful ancient wisdom from New Thought, with this evolutionary futurist teachings from Charles Eisenstein. So it's Ernest Holmes, Charles Eisenstein, that both of them agree in the fundamental truth of oneness. Charles Eisenstein calls it into being, that we're all connected, we're all interdependent, interrelated. And so as we begin to really understand this, that what one of us do affects all of us. that we take greater responsibilities for the actions we take in the world. So this is what Dr. Ernest Holmes taught, that there's only one mind, one power, one presence, omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence. That's everywhere present, all powerful and all intelligent. And that we, each of us, individuals, all sentient beings, are a part of that oneness. So in essence, we are the way that spirit or God is experiencing the physical. We are the way that God is experiencing joy here on earth and everything else. It's not just joy. There's the struggle and the suffering and all of that. So it's all of it wrapped up, that we as individuals through our lives are giving God an experience, an expansion of itself through us. So everything is valuable, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. And so as we realize that, we become responsible. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, our mind and spirit is our echo of the eternal thing, the thing itself. And the sooner we discover this fact, the sooner we shall be made free and happy. God, the universe, life force and energy running through everything, is an intelligent presence pervading all space, a self-existence cause, a perfect unit, a complete wholeness. So we're completely whole, and that says to me that we have within us everything that we need in order to venture into the wilderness, into the wild of 2020. It's like a brand new canvas stretched out before us. So these are the three things that I learned on my hike yesterday. Number one is that we have to take time along the journey of life, along our path every day, to just stop, slow down, and take a look. Look back on the path that you've come from. Take a moment to recapitulate, see where you've come from. Remember what beauty you saw. Look forward and see what's to come. But most importantly, stop to take the vista in. Stop to see where you are, to see what you've manifested, to see who you've attracted into your life. So that's the first thing as we are wilderness trekkers. We have to stop and soak in the beauty and draw it all in, not just muscle on through and keep on going. The second one is to take a moment to have a drink. Nourish yourself. You can't go out into the wilderness without water, without a snack, without some protein. So we have to take a moment to nourish ourselves mentally, to nourish ourselves physically. So we have to take in that nourishment and fulfill our coffers, so to speak. So pack along some nourishment with you. That's why you might want to go see Natalia in the bookshop, or jump onto Amazon and look for this book by Charles Eisenstein, amazing author. And to nourish yourself with these ancient texts, Ernest Holmes, the Bhagavad Gita, some of the wonderful texts that we study here in New Thought that give us that nourishment. So that's the second key to venturing into the wilderness. And the last one is course correction. If you find yourself off in the weeds, if you find that you look down and the trail's gone, you don't know what happened, you just ventured off and you've lost the trail, you have to do a course correction. You have to look for the course that's already been established, and you come back to that, because we all get thrown off. We all find ourselves moving into worry and doubt and fear and confusion, anxiety, depression, sadness, and those things are fine. Those things are part of the journey, part of the experience. I'm not saying to deny those things. I'm saying to take a moment, process your feelings, process your thoughts, and then go back to the original trail and do a course correction and find your purpose, find your trail, find your vision, find your path. And all of this is within you. You have the ability to blaze this new trail of your life, this 2020 vision, that each one of us have our own personal, unique, perfect vision, perfect set of goals, perfect experience. And it comes from you being in tune with your heart, being in tune with your mind and your heart being in coherence. So when you think in a certain way and you act in a certain way, then you experience the vision that you've already cast, that spirit has already made available to you. So I trust that you've caught your vision, that these three things have helped you to stop and take a look around, drink in all that you've accomplished, all that you've experienced. Number two, take in nourishment. Don't just stay dry and parched. Fill yourself, fill your coffers, replenish your soul. And then number three, do a course correction if it's necessary. Find your trail and get back on track, because there's people I know within your community that want to walk this path with you. Go find those people. Do a course correction and walk together on this path so that we can take these spiritual teachings out onto the streets together. So together, collectively, we can be the change. So I have a thought for you, a question. So this is for you to take deeper into your spiritual journey. And it is, we know where we've been. We know what we are experiencing now. Where are we headed? What would you like our world to be? So what would you like our world to be collectively? We look out there and we can see there's plenty of opportunities to see what we don't want, what's not working, but what would you really like to be experiencing? What would you like to see? And what's your role? What's your role in humanity's evolution? Because this is really an evolutionary story that we're all authors in and of. So what's your role, and what's the Satya community's role? And I'm including the Facebook Satya community here and the YouTube Satya community. What's our role here? How can we make a bigger difference, a better impact in the world? So the affirmation is, close your eyes and take a moment, hands on the heart, and really feel this. Take a breath and allow your breathing to move through your heart, and we're creating a coherence between brain and heart here. Breathing in love, exhaling love. Listen and repeat. I envision a beautiful world. I envision a beautiful world. I am ready and willing to be an agent of change. I am ready and willing to be an agent of change. So there it is. That's the affirmation. I envision a beautiful world. I'm ready and willing to be an agent of change. I am an agent of change, and so are you. We are. That's what we are here at Satya, Growing Edge Inspiration. So if this message has fed you spiritually and you'd like to support this message and the Satya community, I encourage you to donate. We are a nonprofit, and that's how we survive, is through your donations and through your generosity, so that we can continue to share our vision, which is to inspire minds, to heal hearts, and to transform lives. And so you can simply text the word GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 385-217-6312. That's 385-217-6312. Text GIVE, and that will take you to an app, and the app is called Tithely, and Tithely is a safe and secure app or platform that once you've established an account there, linked it with your account, then it will be easy whenever you feel like donating and giving to where you've been spiritually fed here through the Satya community. You just text GIVE, and then we receive and you receive. So we're circulating, we're practicing the law of circulation. It's a highly spiritual practice that I encourage you to participate in, to give where you're spiritually fed. And when we do that, we receive way more than we've ever been given. And then we give way more than we ever thought was possible. So, and I'm not just talking financially, I'm talking energetically. This opens up within us avenues to be able to give from our hearts so generously. And when we give wholeheartedly in that way, of ourselves, of our love, of our wisdom, of our kindness, of our caring, then we uplift everyone. So namaste, peace and blessings, and I'll see you on Thursday Night Live. So tune in Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and you'll have another deep dive, a spiritual check-in, spiritual tune-up here at the Satya Center. Mwah. Namaste. Peace and blessings.